Hello YouTube, Red to Green here again with another recap. Today is December 15th, 2021, and today is the slow day. It was slower than yesterday. Overall, this week has been kind of slow. Yesterday we saw some momentum. It just didn't capitalize on it. Today I'm up over $300, $310, so I'm glad to be up. But none of the movers were specifically because of something major, like a news release or a lot of volume. So I'm up $277 on BFRI, which is, a mover from previous couple days. So that kind of tells you, right? It kind of sets the stage of what's going on in the market. Anything we saw that's popping was in pre-market, never actually held anything. So scalping is kind of hard in this type of environment, and BFRI is just a perfect example, right? If you look at the 5-minute chart, we saw some good volume at the market open, and then it kind of died down. So by 10 o'clock, we were back at where we opened. So right below VWAP, and I scalped initially those, I believe, first 30 minutes of the market open up until 10, and that's where I made bulk of my money. So I was up over 200 right away, I believe within 15-20 minutes of the market open. And then after 10 o'clock, it's just the volume tapered down, everything just wasn't moving a lot, and I was spinning my wheels on the BFRI, making 3 cents here, 3 cents there. So nothing crazy, nothing major. I made 2 mistakes on ISIG and ESSC. ISIG, I was thinking, okay, well, it's popping, right? And it actually halted. And I was like, okay, well, market is crazy right now. People are just jumping on anything they see because everything is dead. So I was like, okay, it's going to come out of halt. It's going to, it released lower after the halt. So that should have been my red flag. But I still played it. I kind of like, okay, well, it's going to bounce. And I got in right when it released around 1950 area, and I was hoping for a bounce over that halt area, over 2050 for that dollar. I was trading about 75 shares, so it wasn't bad. But I keep getting in, and I didn't see the follow through. It keep getting lower, like 30 cents lower, something like that, each time I was getting in. So I scalped it, maybe 4 trades total, 5 trades, and I never saw a bounce. It kept going lower and lower, and as you can see, it just went back to the VWAP and just never actually crossed it again. So anyway, I that was a silly move on my part. I was actually expecting it to move because ISIG can move. So anyway, I'm glad I only lost $63 on it, but still, 80 cents per share. That 75 share I traded. That's a lot in the grand scheme of things, right? If I traded 10,000 shares, that could have been bad. Anyway, and then another stocks that was kind of a silly trade was ESSC. I traded it right for the break of 1570, that 1560 area. So as soon as I saw this 1-minute candle with a lower bottoming wick, so I thought, okay, buyers coming in, right? And I kind of got in anticipation of that break of that 65. I got in like at 63, 64, and then all of a sudden it just flushed. It flushed to 1530. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of crazy. Shouldn't happen. And I got out. So in at 1560, out at 1537, 1540, I believe. Also lower share size because obviously the volume wasn't there or anything. And what do you know, right? It actually bounced off that area where I got out, and it went to see 1660. So that's actually also another sign of how crazy the market can be. And there's no real reason for that, right? I mean, you can come up with that reason afterwards, after you see the chart. It's like, well, it bounced off of that previous low, so it created a double bottom, bounced off of it. Yeah, but at that time, that flush, I mean, that's not typical, right? That's kind of actually a very symbolic of a sell-off, a huge sell-off coming. So I don't know. So anyway, I'm glad I didn't lose more on it. It was only $23, but those are the two kind of crazy trades for me. I shouldn't have taken them. It was a gambling trades, I would call them, ISIG and ESSC. Sometimes they work out, right? And people who trade those kind of who take those kind of trades, when they work out, oh, it's great, right? I was smart, I did it. But then when they don't, it's like, oh, I'm stupid, I should have never taken it. So it's kind of like decide what you want to do. But anyway, I do admit that some of the lower gainers for me here, like ENSC, GMTX, and AVCT, there were no follow through. I just took them for quick scalps, hoping for the follow through. I saw maybe initial volume pop there. I'm not going to go over and recap those. It's just I was anticipating and hoping for that increase in volume, because I saw volume tapering up, increasing, and I just never followed through again. So I don't know. Sometimes those stocks work out, sometimes they don't, but I take them anyway. I'm glad I'm break even on all of them and didn't lose a lot. Now, the NXTD and GRTX. NXTD was a newer one today, and NXTD actually gave us good opportunities in that first halt, because the halt release was actually higher. So I scalped that area a little bit. It wasn't a lot of shares, because I still kind of was feeling for the stock. It's a $3 stock, but then I traded this break of 315 into that 350. I was actually hoping for the 350 break, never happened. Only up $60 on it, and then once I saw this ranging area, I just kind of like, okay, I'm not touching it again. It's not worth it, right? And then GRTX was another one. The kind of initial pop here on the volume, and then sell off, and then you see a little volume pops in here in this 1135 area, right? And it just like this 1255, that volume pop, that would have been a good break of 85 up to 96.10, but they just come out of nowhere. They're randomly, right? And then they don't follow through. So like I try to trade this break of 93 here, right after initial. So I did 2 cents, and it wasn't worth it. I was just rotating my trades and rotating shares, and it's just it's not worth it in this type of market. But BFRI was nice today to me. I'm glad to be up over $300 on it. So overall slow market. Hopefully we'll see something before Christmas or holidays, but I doubt. But let's kind of stay alert in this type of environment, and not go crazy, and just be aware that everything is slowing down, the volume is slowing down, and everything is just all over the place. But anyway, thanks for the watching the video. Subscribe if you like the recaps. Hit a like button. Let me know in comments how did you do today. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow.